Let's say hello to our special guest, a real thrill, David Baddiel, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Do you like it?
Well, it's great you revamped it just for me. Thank you very much, Matthew. I'll tell you what I really liked is when you said we've got a new website and the audience went, woo!
Yeah.
Like you'd bust them in from 1962.
You got it in one.
Yeah.
Now, some of them are posh northerners, or so they reckon. Now, everyone, of course, they reckon, in their dreams. Everyone, of course, knows David for his stand-up, but the star's moved behind the camera for his latest venture, writing and producing, I suppose, a controversial new movie. Is that the right word to describe it? The Infidel.
Yes, it is. You know, people think it's controversial. Actually, when they come and see it, they tend to go away feeling kind of warm and fuzzy and generally happy about life, I think, and not really that, oh, my God, I've been kind of completely discombobulated by all this controversy. That, so far, hasn't happened.
But at its heart, you have... Well, you explain. What is the story?
The basic story is about a Muslim who discovers that he was adopted and born Jewish, and that's essentially the movie. And it stars Omid Jalili, and he's described in the script as a Homer Simpson Muslim, and that's not just because Omid looks like Homer Simpson, although it's partly because of that. And he's something we haven't quite seen before, I think, or at least that's what Muslim audiences are telling me, which is a sort of ordinary guy Muslim, one who's not defined by being a Muslim. He's just a kind of fat, lovable klutz who happens to be a Muslim, but when his religion comes under attack, i.e. when he discovers that he's not a Muslim or not born a Muslim, it suddenly becomes really important to him. And then there's all sorts of other things going on. His son is about to get married to the stepdaughter of a radical Islamic cleric. There's a Jewish-American cab driver living next door who he hates, who he has to turn to in his moment of need. All sorts of stuff goes on.
I mean, the obvious question would be, how have the Jewish community reacted? How has the Muslim community reacted?
Well, both of them have liked it so far. I mean, so far, no death threats, I can say. They might come. I'll not look forward to them. But, yeah, no, it's been all right. I mean, I was not unworried about it in the sense that, you know, I mean, I was worried about both communities, but let's be honest, I was more worried about the Muslims. What are the Jews going to do? Stop me from going to Carmeli's in Golders Green? I'll be all right with that, right? But when we had a meeting at the distributors last week, and I suggested this tagline for the movie, clearly because I was worried, I said, why don't we have a tagline on the poster that says, funny, feel good and fatwa free, right? And this is absolutely true. One of the younger distributors said, what's a fatwa? And I think that might be why those distributors have taken on this movie, because they've simply no idea what they're dealing with. But no, it's not that kind of... Really, it's not actually that sort of movie. When people see it, they think, oh, right, there's lots of jokes. It's really... I've sort of described it as a feel-good film about a controversial subject. We're not going out to offend. We're not actually going out to do anything else, really, but hopefully people laugh and hopefully people will like the characters and engage with the story. But we don't really want people to come away thinking, oh, I need to, you know, man the barricades about this. OK, we've got a couple of clips, actually. In our first one, we've got Omid discovering the truth about his Jewish roots. Came out before the punchline. Never mind.
I've been in India, very fortunately, over Easter, and the film is making news over there. And the story I was reading was that Israel isn't going to be showing the film.
No, well, we have sold the film all over the world. We've sold it to India, in fact. And so far, the only country that hasn't taken it, I think, apart from the Far East, is Israel. And there might be all sorts of reasons for that. I'm hoping that they will take it. It does have some... You know, one of the things it takes on, the film, is Israel. I thought, you know, if you're going to do a film about Muslims and Jews, the elephant in the room is kind of Israel, and leaving it out would be like leaving the elephant out of Dumbo, basically. You know, you've got to talk about Israel, and there are funny bits about Israel, and there are slightly more serious bits about Israel, and that might be why they're uncertain about it. Last thing I heard... There's a campaign in Israel, a Facebook campaign, would you believe, to get the film shown in Israel. I don't know if it's the same people as did Rage Against the Machine, who knows. But...
I hope it is. Now, you wrote Infidel and produced it, but you don't really appear in it. You crop up very briefly on screen, playing yourself. Have a butcher's at this. Gosh, some astonishing scenes there. Well, what do we make of them?
Matthew, I think that this guy is multiculturalism made flesh. He's a hero for our times. Somebody that we have to use as a way... This is the way we need to go forward. We need to look at people like this and say, yes, you're proud and I'm proud of what you are. You might look a certain way.
Any excuse.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Wright's Oscar is on the way.
I feel honoured. I feel honoured. Thank you.
No, well, thank you. We came in, didn't we, last year? And the old set was there.
Ancient history.
And you know, you did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, let's tell you about today's show, folks. It's going to kick off after the break.